Hello, Josh here for Heroic Hindrance. Welcome back to another video. What is this video about? Well, you can probably see it in the thumbnail, because I lack the creativity to think of something wittier. The last tutorial video I did was a scaly man holding a scaly man's head, and I forgot to write the cigarette. I'll be completely honest, I did that a few minutes ago, and I have a few ideas I want to draw this week or month, so I'm going to knock them all out of the park right now, because I'm crazy like that. So this one, I'm going to do skulls, or human skulls, maybe creature skulls, who doesn't like that? Maybe this will help some people. Or maybe we're just going to have a bit of fun together. So, again, I'm doing this on a white layer. I got this special pen that works or draws like an actual pencil. I love drawing with pencils. It gets light and dark as I go along. Anyway, feel free to pretend that I am on a piece of paper. So skulls, depends on the type of skull you want to do. I'm going to do a simple symmetrical one. If you're not good at drawing skulls and you have Clip Studio like this or something else and you're just learning and you just want to mess around, feel free to, where is it? You can go down to rulers, bottom left here, and there's a symmetrical ruler and you could draw it, drag it down. Screw it, I'll do it right now. You can hold down the shift button and it makes a straight line, and I let go. So you can make this circle and it'll perfectly make it symmetrical. You can add more lines to it if you want. We're not going to do that. I just want to teach you the logistics. Again, as I said in the last video, you can copy if you want to, but I'm really pro in just teaching you the gist of what you need to know. Hold on, I gotta write a timer. Don't want this being an hour again like that logo video. I know you guys love me, but not that much. Okay, roughly 17-minute video. I want to give you the tools or the information so you can draw your own and get creative with that. So, as you can see here, I drew a circle, then I drew a rough shape of the jaw, and drew a plus in the middle of it. Now, it's pretty simple for the next part. The nose would be right here, and the eyes would be right here, and the jaw would be in this area right here. Already kind of looks like a skull. Now, the fun thing about drawing skulls or faces is that I think I was, like Slenderman, for example, right? I know it's a weird rabbit hole, but Slenderman is so scary because he doesn't have a face. Maybe you have your own reasons, but for me, he's just weird or awkward or creepy to look at because he doesn't have an eye. He doesn't have eyes, a nose, or a mouth. When you look at something creepy, when you look at a face, you look for eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. And when just one of those things are missing, it really just kind of terrifies you, or it should. If it doesn't have eyes, then it'll look pretty freaky, wouldn't it? So, ideally, when you're drawing a skull or a face, as long as it has the main four, I think, ears, yeah. As long as it has the main four, you're generally going to be okay. I've been trying to learn how to do cartoon characters recently in my own art style. I know. been trying to learn to do things simpler. Simpler is better. If you can get it down more simple, easier for you. Alright, anyway, get back into drawing. I have the eyes, nose, and mouth. It will help you tremendously to look up pictures on the internet of what a human skull looks like. That may be too detailed for you. That's why learning to do it simpler is better. So I got the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, roughly, because we have a jawline, etc. Now the top part of the head is separate from the jaw usually, and there's a hole. There's a open gap behind the jaw and the upper mouth bit. I don't know what it's called. So I draw the circles here to help make it look more like a jaw. Now it looks even more like a skull. You start from simple and you go up to detailed. Okay, so I'll draw some lines here. Maybe a bit of bumps for the teeth. And then I can drag a line across. Now it looks creepy, so I'm going to get rid of that. There, I like that just fine. So, as I said, the front of the skull, or the top part of the skull, is separate from your jaw. So I like to take from these circles I just drew and draw a thicker line up and around the eyes and make some brows. And then the ears you'd flatten out, and the head usually has a bit of a crown on the top, an extra little bump. And there you go. There's your skull. I kid you not, you can make the chin a bit thicker if you want to. It usually divots in a little bit on the edges. But there's your skull. Around the front. And then you can do the nose up like that. See, I'm just adding some random little details. He's an angry one, why not? Let's color these in lightly. There you go, there's the skull. Now, as I said earlier with the horror thing, as long as you have the idea of it down, like if it has eyes and a nose, roughly where the mouth is, I think you're good. I don't know how other artists are, but sometimes I'm very particular about my art. I'll just redraw until it's correct. That's why I have so much fun with those cardboard pieces I was talking about in another video, because when I draw a Sharpie and I mess up, I hate myself for it, don't get me wrong, but I have to embrace the mistakes and work with them. On the computer, I have the ability to just undo, and that's really nice and I appreciate it, but it doesn't make me creative. I have to rely on it. So I guess there you go, if that helps. There's a skull. I showed you how to make it symmetrically, but you're probably wondering, Josh, how do I 3D? How do I turn it? Well, you use the same principle, so we're going to show you. I'm going to show you. So I'm going to draw a circle. Again, simplest is best. Circle. I draw a grid over the circle. That should help you with perspective. You can draw a piece of paper over it if you want to give you some perspective. I guess that doesn't really help. Maybe some shading. You know, I've just done these so many times. I usually do the one line, and then I will do another line right here with another circle. Why not? So you can see that it's looking down, or whatever it is looking in this direction. I hope that helps. I just kind of like monologuing or dialoguing myself. So, you drag the line down because they have a face. Line all the way straight down if you want. Now, as I did with this one, you don't want to go all the way up. And I do this. If you know anything, I know it looks a bit weird, but it's just perspective. I guess imagine a folding piece of paper. If it helps you, taking an apple and folding a piece of paper and putting it up to it, that would also help. But again, doesn't need to be perfect. All you need to know is that this area right here is going to be smaller. I guess you could... I don't know. Let me finish the drawing. You feel free to interpret it however you want. So, from the side... I think I messed up. Erase that. Alright, so let's draw some eyes. The nose. And then a jaw. Then the circles. That's where the jaw is. I just connected the circles. And then from the circles I go up and around the eyes. And I'm really just following the lines I just made. Now you wouldn't be able to see that gap, right? From this angle, so I'm just going to remove it completely. Now the skull is usually bigger in the back, so I'll do that. Make this an angry one too. Who doesn't love angry skulls? I probably don't. Okay. Da-da. Dude, that looks so scary. Looks kind of funky looking. But that's the gist of it. Now, I redraw these over and over again for hours at a time. It's pretty nasty. But that's the idea of it that you would follow. Just move the circle around, move your guiding lines around, and it'll help you out. And following an example on the internet will help you. Now, if you're doing a cartoon, or if you want it realistic, I would follow the grid idea from the other video I suggested. The copying, or the, I'll call it tracing video, probably. I don't know, something like that. I recommend doing that. It might help you to copy for a little while before you try doing your own. But this is the tools that you need. But when I do a cartoon skull, I'm going to draw this really quickly. It's a very rough idea. It has that front part where the jaw is. Drag the line through. The circle. Circle. The nose is typically right here. I'm guessing where the eyes would be. Don't go beyond the guideline yet. And then around the eyes. This can go outside the line because you have it's an eye socket, right? You just fill it in. Right there. And There's a divot. Why not make him horny? Who doesn't love a horny man? Sorry for sharing that. A horned skull? There you go! You're welcome for words. There's my cartoon skull I just slapped together. Now, when I do, even, you want a dragon, I'll show you a dragon. I do a circle. So you're really just combining shapes. And I'm not even, I'm hope it doesn't piss you off that I'm not trying too hard. I do try. I just sat here several hours before trying to get this down. But, the idea or the gist of what a dragon is, well, there's spikes. And that goes out. Screw it. He has big nose. He has a spike right here. And he has horns. Nose. No, he's looking at the viewer. Nope. There we go. He's an old man. There you go. Dwagon. Have you ever seen a dwagon? That is a dwagon. And for the skull, you would just add less information, less details, more smoother. Because, it's the skull after all. It is the pillar or the foundation of a character, isn't it? Anyway, we're about up for time for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Heroic Hindrance for more videos. I don't really have an idea for the next video, but if someone comments, then surely I will do a video for it. Or if someone at work or my Discord or comments tell me, I will write down or draw how I do it. I hope this video, I might do a drawing for explaining figures, I guess. Someone at work was telling me that they can't draw stick figures, and I can. I find a way to draw any posture that I want or feel like doing. Maybe I'll go over that in the next video. Postures are fun, right? It's really just, I watch a lot of anime and action movies. I find an iconic one that I really like, and I just slap it together. I kind of imagine it in my brain, my noggin, and somehow I make it work out using a bunch of lines and shapes. Well, thank you again, and remember to stay heroic or be hindrant. Have a nice day.